Animoto and Visualization by Dustin Dugre. While many educators and learners the world over have grown familiar with Google Slides, there are other tools with some advanced capabilities. Animoto is one example that has proven to be fairly intuitive. I've done one pretty extensive video project with it already in terms of how many pictures I loaded into it and found the entire process intuitive to the point where I didn't need a tutorial to teach me anything. That comment alone should encourage any doubters. If you've ever used Prezi or Canva, Animoto should be a great way to design a visualization without being overbearing on the viewer's metacognitive load. When preparing any visualization, there are three main things you want to worry about. Those are typography, media, and screen design. In Animoto, typography is simple to manage, just like Google Slides, Prezi, Canva, or anything else. The interface in terms of changing font sizes and types are fairly simple, as most of these programs have a uniform way of allowing users to do so. What you need to ask yourself as a designer is, do I have too many words on one slide? If your answer is yes, you can do one of two things. One, break up the slides and make a new one so each slide is less an infringement on one's cognition. Or two, you can increase the duration of how long the slide is shown in the video. That way you know whoever's watching has time to process the info and come away with a message. If you don't want to mess with having too many words on screen, you can load a voiceover track that explains your images on screen. On Animoto, the icon you click on to load these tracks indicates music, but the media you use isn't limited to that. You may click and drag your audio file into your project, as Animoto supports any MP3s, regardless of its music. In terms of audiovisual media, you can also bring in MP4 files such as GIFs. PNG and JPEG are also supported, but you need to download all media to your computer first, as the app doesn't allow direct transfer from Google Searches or Google Drive. This can be time consuming, so if you're using Animoto for a school assignment, be aware of the due date. In terms of screen design, Animoto has plenty of themes to choose from that will give your creation a uniform design, just like what Google Slides would. Only this one will appear to be more animated if you choose to make it as such. Instead of slides, Animoto has blocks. The interface is a bit more like editing video instead of a slideshow. Only when you're inputting what goes on each block, it becomes more like making a slide, if that makes sense. Before I finish, it's important to note that each time you want to preview your project, the video needs to be rendered. This can be time consuming, so you want to pre-plan your project as much as you can ahead of time, especially if your deadline is approaching fast. Okay guys, this should allow you to provide a clear visualization using Animoto. Remember, I've only told you some basic stuff. Check out other tutorials to go deeper. Happy visualizing! Animoto